'Twas on one Christmas Eve, 5 friends gathered to celebrate the most jovial time on the banks of a lake. They readied their swims and poured out the wine. Angling legends and noddies did dine. But if one thing they wished for beast and for boy, a net filled with carpmas and a little hope and joy. We've got 48 hours to try and catch ourselves a Christmas miracle. Come on, Santa. Don't let us down. With the holidays fast approaching, we venture out on our last session of the year. It's mid-December, classic winter weather, but we're not phased. No, we're fishing. What else could a man want? Apart from a warm bed, dry clothes, watching Elf on TV with the missus, you know, that kind of stuff. Come on, let's not get sidetracked here. One thing for sure, we're going to have fun. We'll embrace the good old Christmas spirit and maybe have a few beers or a cider or two. So this week I'm joined on my festive feet by 2 of my favourite elves. Jolly old Ash Bradbury and the wishmaker himself, Simon Pitt. Between us, and believe me, there's not a lot of room between us, we're hoping for at least 1 fish.
Yeah, good luck with that one, mate.
Yeah, thanks, George. After a few snagging issues and of course social ridicule by Ash, we finalise our spots. All I'm looking for is a decent drop. Oh, and there it is. Slightly silty, with the odd bounce of gravel, perfect to present the bait over. Right, let's get this wrapped up. It's 24.5 wraps and I'm pretty much sorted. All I need to do now is get this house in order before the guests turn up. Being a Quarter Lake, you're always going to bump into a familiar face or two, and today is no exception. Along with Embryo coach James Hibbard, we have a legend in our midst. This is Richie Mcdonald, one of the most significant carp anglers of his generation. Richie's compelling history and perseverance has carved out many a great angler. Now in his late 60s, his knowledge and observation are still a foundation in today's angling society. If you haven't read his books, ask Santa to add it to the list. That already losing the light. I mean, it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, for God's sakes. But at least the traps are set, and the rain is holding off, for now. With the arrival of the food comes our 5th musketeer, artist, angler, and all-round nice dude, Adam Dust OConnor. Welcome to the North Pole, mate. It's a bright, crisp new day. Last night temperatures fell to single figures and heavy rain fell throughout the night. But it's all part of that Christmas feel. Come on, I'm trying to sound positive here. I am a positive person, even when I do leave my chair out in the rain. That'll need drying then. The bobbins were stationary last night, and it doesn't look like much has happened throughout the camp. Yeah, we've still got time to deliver. I mean, if Santa can do it in a single night, so can we. And to be honest, it doesn't matter who catches. It would just be nice to see a fish on the bank for the last film of the series. No pressure, lads. Anyway, whilst it's quiet, it's the perfect opportunity to have a chat with Si about his time with the Quarter podcast. The interviewer becomes the interviewee. Does that sound right? Yeah. This is Simon Pitt, who I'm sure you'll all recognise as being the presenter of the awesome Quarter podcast. Simon's calming demeanour, unbiased opinion and all-round angling knowledge made the show what it is today.
So you've come to the end of your incredible journey with the Quarter podcast. How many shows did you record in the end?
66 shows. 66. It goes. I remember when we done like the first one, and it was like, and I remember Damien saying, when you get to like 12, you'll start getting into this, and you think, well, 12 seemed a long way away. Yeah, we done 66.
Big question is, did you have any favourites?
Oh no. That's always the question, isn't it?
Yeah, you must have a favourite one you love doing.
In terms of actually talking to somebody. Yeah. Well, I mean, my favourite person to actually do a podcast with was a non-carp angler. Right. It was a musician, yes. Because I love music, as well. And so doing an interview with Adrian Smith from Iron Maiden was amazing. Yeah. In terms of carp fishing podcasts, crikey, there's segments from each show. So the latest show that's coming out with Richie is, I've got to know Richie pretty well. Yes. And it's always easier when you've got that sort of personal relationship. So some of the stories that Richie came out with were fantastic. And actually the first podcast as well with Danny, because we weren't supposed to record that show with Danny on that day, and actually Danny comes into work and I wanted to arrange to do a podcast with him the following month, and he said, well, we can't do anything on the following month, we've got to do it, how about today? Yeah. So that very first podcast was completely spontaneous. Okay. So that was a...
So how much research do you do for each episode?
It depends on the guest, but that is part of my remit with the job, that I go and meet the guest before. So it looks like I've got a rapport with the guest, and it's true, you know, because I've gone away. I've met the guest, or I know the guest previously. 80% of those guests I didn't know. So the shows are very much about getting to know the guest as well, which gives it that sort of natural feel as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
So there's a week's preparation before each show, generally speaking.
And over that time, you've had some incredible gifts.
Yeah.
Any favourite gifts?
There's some memorable gifts. I mean, ting tongs, yam porters, tackle box, always sat in the middle of the table, and I mean that is, and obviously, you know, now we've lost Ian as well. You know, that's always going to be poignant, especially after Ian went and Ian passed away, and you go into the studio, and the first thing you look at is that gift on the table. Lee Jackson as well, with giving up alcohol and the whole story behind that. They're all good. I mean, they've all got meaning, and that's why it's not about the value of that gift. It was never about that. It was about a signature of that person, and the guests would take that really seriously, especially when they watch the shows. You know, so
how much of the show is dictated by Corder?
It's Toby and me. The shows we were left to our own devices. When it comes to booking the guests on the show, that needs to get the green light from everybody, obviously, because, you know, Corder want to be setting an example as well, and we're not going to advertise or endorse angling that is not acceptable to Corder. So guests and everything need to be approved by people at Corder, but generally. It was up to me, you know. It was yeah.
So everybody knows you through Corder podcast, and they know who you are. But you know, is this something you've done before? Is this something that's, you know, you're in journalism or?
It wasn't what I'd done before, but it was kind of building. So I trained as a therapist about getting on for 10 years ago now, and always felt that I could talk and communicate pretty well with most people, because as I keep saying on the show as well, I am a carp angler, but that isn't everything, and I feel like I am. So training as a therapist helped, because being, you know, that is about listening as well as talking. You know, it's important to be able to listen, and in terms of working in front of the camera, I've been a double for actors, and I've done a bit of modelling and stuff like that. So that kind of, it makes you know what it's like being in front of the camera. At least you're used to a camera being there. You know, but so it was a combination of different things that probably all came together that led to, you know, me being able to do what, you know, what I've done for Corder, you know.
So another big question is, what's next for you?
No, I mean, you know, who knows a little bit, but I got diagnosed with ADHD about 2.5 months ago, late August. A massive thing to happen to me, because this is why I trained as a therapist in the first place. It was to investigate myself, because I've always known since forever that there is something that isn't quite right, concentration wise, focus wise. So on the basis of this diagnosis, you know, I feel like I can combine my personal experiences with it, with really trying to expose more about ADHD, but use it in a really, really cool way. So, you know, so to challenge ADHD. So I need to work in ADHD, and that means doing podcasts, interviewing people, doing a bit of my own stuff as well, getting away from carp fishing.
Because you do all the climbing and walking and all the outdoors type of things, don't you?
Yeah. So being able to combine, maybe climbing some decent sized mountains, and doing some exercise stuff, getting some meditation stuff in, you know, all of it combined with the clinical side of ADHD as well. So that is the focus for next year, and that might be in a different country. You know, I will need to do some stuff on the side of that as well. But that is my primary focus now. I've left the carp fishing world.
So, Christmas. How do you celebrate Christmas?
Christmas is. I lost my dad a few years ago, so it's not quite the same. But I have my brother from Barcelona and his wife. They come over at Christmas. I'm single at the moment, so there's no girlfriends at the moment for me. So, but we have a bit. Yeah, I haven't got time for that side. So we have a decent family Christmas, and we tend to travel around a little bit as well. And we like watching a football match on Boxing Day as well. So we got our family traditions as well. But it's our house is a proper Christmas Day, proper family. You know, we're quite a close family.
You enjoy Christmas?
Yeah, I love Christmas. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I get why some people, you know, wouldn't. You know, but it's for us. We've always been able to maintain Christmas and keep it traditional, even though, you know, we're older. You know.
Wow, I mean, what an incredible set of memories to create. You know, you've created such an incredible platform with Corda, and you will be sorely missed. I'm sure he will be sorely missed. But, you know, it's just one of those things that, you know, you've always got that as a portfolio piece. It's your thing, you know. You were the face of the podcast, so. But, you know, obviously you're a fisherman, and it was what we're trying to do here, But, you know, we do okay, don't we?
We can do, don't we? Actually, you know, we've done all right on a couple of shoots, haven't we, that we've done together? Yeah. So it is nice to be able to show people that I do go fishing as well, and you know, we can get out of it, you know.
Awesome, Si. Thank you, mate.
No worries. Thanks, Simon.
It's always a pleasure hanging out with Si. He's a super nice guy, and definitely on Santa's good list, albeit maybe a little, how do I say this without offending, too trusting? Let me explain. So when nature calls, you've got to go. And you can always rely on your friends to take care of the rods, right? Right?
Oh, quick, he's coming.
You are not going to believe it.
This is clearly Oscar-worthy acting by Adam.
Your middle rod. Ash landed it. Grab a fish. Come and have a look. It's a nice one as well.
Mate, I told you that f***ing middle rod. I told you. I saw you over there, mate. I did tell you the middle rod, though.
The things I love about Christmas. There's obviously the break itself. You know, no more thinking about work for a week or so. Decorating the house, which normally starts well, then teeters off once Elf starts on ITV4. The time you get to spend with your friends and family, and of course, the presents. I'm a little over the fun of receiving and much prefer to give now. Comes to my carp fishing, I hang up my little green cap until next year. I might venture out for a predator session here and there, but my campaigning is pretty much done, as like a lot of us. Once again, the day just flies by, and we're seeing no shows, no indications, nothing. I fear we might be heading towards Blanktown, which is just left of Christmas Town, but a little darker and less fun. So why persist, as Mrs. Claus would ask? Well, because you gotta be in it to win it. It's pretty standard, really. And I'm out with the lads at Christmas. It's my last session. You know, we're dedicated. Oh, and there is alcohol. Yeah, of course, there is alcohol. It's a grey, wet start to our final morning here on Embryo, and all is quiet. I feel like the little boy that Santa forgot, and heaven knows he didn't want a lot. Hang on, what's that?
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their souls
Well, we may not have caught a carp, but faith in humanity has been restored. And to celebrate, I'm off to get some water, because we polished off the alcohol last night.
So it was a very, very cold night, very windy, lots of rain, you know, the archetypal kind of winter fishing, no fish. Couldn't really hear anything either because the wind was so blustery. And yeah, Si lost his bivvy about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, which, you know, everybody scrambled around helping him get back in. But yeah, nothing really happened. We had a good night last night. All the lads, you know, had a good pizza. Pizza was a bit salty, so we ran out of water. Woke up this morning, thought I need to go and get some water, which I'm just about to do. Get some coffees going. Maybe hopefully perk us up a little bit. But yeah, it's clear a little bit now. There's a bit of sort of sun trying to break through. Hopefully there's still a little bit of a window to try and catch something. That'd be cool. But I'm just going to quickly nip down and get some water, and then we'll see how we go.
Still with the festive feeling flowing through my veins, I head over to the Embryo office to fill up my water bottle whilst the lads do a slow pat down and ready for our departure in the next couple of hours. It's a really nice setup here. Good clean toilets and shower blocks, a shop and a mobile tackle van with gear, and an awesome burger van with every culinary delight an angler could desire. It's all still pretty new here, but I can already see this place being absolutely rammed next year, and one of the fastest growing commercial fisheries in the UK. I think I'm going to call it time and get on the road once I've had my coffee. There's no point in flogging a dead reindeer.
You called it. It happened. No. You called it.
What?
He had a fish when you went. Simon. I'm not. That's the worst part. It's not even a prank.
Middle rod. You liars. The middle rod.
The worst part is you said, the worst part you go, as soon as I go, it'll go. Mission complete, boy!
Oh no. All because he wanted a coffee. I told you. I said you're leaving at bite time.
Well, how about that then? As inconceivable as this may have been, we've just witnessed a Christmas miracle. The big man has delivered. I mean, he's definitely lost a few pounds and his beard looks a bit worse for wear, but who cares? We've got a Christmas carp. To be with your friends at Christmas is a gift in itself, and this session will be remembered for years to come.
It's freezing cold.
George,
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
George! Well, George!
Oh, I see. Leave old George out. Huh. Thanks a lot, you filthy animals.
So there you go. Vlog number 15 is done. That's 2021 wrapped up and get out of here. But I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's watched the videos, supported the channel. And yeah, I've got so much more to bring for you in 2022. Lots of new friends, new collaborations, new everything. So yeah, it just leaves me to say, have a great Christmas and a wonderful new year. I'll see you then. Take it easy, you filthy animals.
Christmas is coming, the snowflakes will be falling. It's the most wonderful time of year. So hang up your stockings, put the tinsel on the tree, because Christmas is coming, my dear. It's the only time of year the reindeer fly. You can see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your family round, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time